We're diving deep into one of the most jaw-dropping discoveries of the decade, the 2021 P. George Washington Silver Quarter, a coin so rare, so valuable, that collectors are willing to pay a small fortune to own one. And if you've ever dug through your couch cushions for spare change, well, this might just be your lucky day. But here's the catch, most people don't even know they have one. Could you be sitting on a $685,000 treasure? Stay with me, because in the next 10 minutes, I'll reveal everything you need to know, before it's too late. How this coin became a sensation. It all started in 2021, when the US Mint released the latest batch of George Washington quarters. At first glance, they looked, well, just like any other quarter. But then, something extraordinary happened. Collectors started noticing a strange variation, an unusual mint mark, a unique silver composition, and a mysterious P mint mark that shouldn't even exist. Didn't they stop making silver quarters in 1964? Face with raised eyebrow, that's what made this discovery so shocking. It was believed that no silver quarters were produced in 2021. And yet, here they were. As word spread, coin experts rushed to investigate, and what they found sent shockwaves through the numismatic world. But here's where things get even crazier. Why is this coin worth $685,000? Now, let's talk numbers, because this is where things get really exciting. The reason why this quarter is worth nearly 7 figures comes down to 3 things: rarity, condition, and demand. The million-dollar mistake: this isn't just any quarter, it's a mint error coin. And not just any error, but an accidental silver strike in a year when no silver quarters should exist. Experts believe only a handful of these coins made it into circulation. And the fewer there are, the higher the price climbs. Kind of like that one limited edition item everyone wants but can never find, except this one's actually worth real money. The power of perfection. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. A worn-out, scratched-up version of this coin? Still valuable. But a near-perfect, MS-67 or higher graded coin? That's where the big bucks come in. Collectors will pay insane amounts for coins in mint condition. The record sale? A jaw-dropping $685,000. Why everyone wants 1 inch? The numismatic market is booming, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for ultra-rare finds like this. And with more people entering the hobby, prices are only going up. So, could you have one of these quarters sitting in your pocket right now? And how can you tell if yours is the real deal? Let's find out how to spot and sell your 2021 P silver quarter. Grab your coin jar, your old collections, and let's go step by step. Look for the 2021 date. Flip over your quarter. Does it say 2021? If not, sorry, no treasure today. But if it does, keep going. Check the mint mark on the obverse, front, side, near Washington's ponytail. Look for a tiny P mint mark. This means it was struck in Philadelphia. The silver test: most 2021 quarters are made of nickel and copper, but this one has a distinct silver shine. If it looks different, you might be onto something big. Weigh it: a standard quarter weighs 5.67 grams. But a silver quarter? 6.25 grams. A simple scale could be the difference between 25 cents and $685,000. Get it authenticated. Don't rush to sell it just yet. Get it graded by PCGS or NGC, the top coin grading services. The better the condition, the higher the payout. But wait, before you rush to sell, there's one last thing you need to know. The final warning: if you've made it this far, congratulations. You now know what to look for, how to authenticate your coin, and why this 2021 P silver quarter could be your ticket to wealth. But here's the truth: if you don't act fast, you could miss out. More and more collectors are searching for this coin every day, and prices won't stay this high forever. And trust me, you don't want to be the person who finds one, then sells it for $50, only to see it auctioned later for $500,000. So, what are you waiting for? Check your coins now. And if you found one, drop a comment below. I want to hear your story. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another money-making opportunity like this. What if I told you that a simple, ordinary-looking quarter from 1965 could be worth more than a brand new Lamborghini? Or even a luxurious mansion? That's right. One special 1965 Washington quarter was recently valued at an astonishing $685,000 at auction, and if you have the right one, you could be holding a life-changing fortune in the palm of your hand. But here's the catch. 99.9% of people will never know they own this rare coin, and they'll spend it on a pack of gum, losing out on millions of dollars without even realizing it. So, how do you know if you have this rare quarter? How can you avoid making a $685,000 mistake? Stick with me until the very end because what I'm about to reveal could change your financial future forever. To understand why this quarter is so valuable, we need to take a quick trip back to 1965, a year of change, mystery, and a little bit of government secrecy. You see, before 1965, U.S. quarters were 90% silver. But as silver prices skyrocketed, the U.S. Mint made a drastic decision to remove silver from quarters altogether and replace it with a much cheaper copper-nickel alloy. However, in this chaotic transition, a few rare silver quarters were accidentally struck in 1965, and today, these ultra-rare error coins are worth a fortune. Alright, here's the moment you've been waiting for. Let's find out if you are sitting on a six-figure payday. Next, check the edges. If you see a solid silver edge instead of an orange copper tint, congratulations. You might have a winner. The sound test. Drop the coin on a hard surface. If it rings like a bell, that's a sign it contains silver. A regular 1965 quarter weighs 5.67 grams, but a silver one will be slightly heavier, around 6.25 grams. But here's the ultimate secret. Some of these rare quarters were struck at the Philadelphia Mint with no mint mark, and if you find one of those, you could be looking at an absolute fortune. Now, let's talk numbers. Just recently, a 1965 no mint mark silver quarter sold for $685,000 at auction. And the crazy part? That price is still climbing. Because collectors are in an absolute frenzy to get their hands on these ultra-rare coins. And with inflation and silver prices rising, who knows, your quarter could be worth even more in the near future. Here's the deal, every single day, people unknowingly spend these valuable quarters on gas, coffee, or vending machines, literally throwing away a fortune. Don't let that be you. Imagine the regret of realizing you had $1 million quarter in your hands, and you gave it away for 25 cents. So, if you think you have one of these rare 1965 quarters, here's what you need to do next: don't clean or polish it. That can ruin the value. Take it to a professional coin appraiser. You can find reputable ones at coin shows or online. If verified, consider getting it graded by PCGS or NGC, the top coin grading services, listed at an auction house, where serious collectors bid for rare coins. And if you don't have one yet? No worries, there are still hidden treasures waiting to be found in pocket change, old piggy banks, and inherited coin collections. So, here's my final question for you. What would you do with $685,000? Would you buy your dream car? Travel the world? Or finally achieve financial freedom? One thing's for sure, opportunities like this don't come often. So, check your coins, and who knows? The next big winner could be you. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more hidden coin treasures that could make you rich. Check your quarters now. You might be sitting on a fortune. Subscribe for more rare coin discoveries. What if I told you that an ordinary-looking quarter in your pocket could be worth a life-changing $685,000? That's right. The 1981 P. George Washington silver quarter isn't just another piece of change, it's a hidden fortune waiting to be discovered. Most people would spend this quarter without a second thought, but you? You're about to learn the secret that could make you thousands, maybe even millions. Now, before you go flipping over your couch cushions like a treasure hunter on caffeine, let's break this down. Because not every 1981 p quarter is worth a fortune, but some are. And in just a moment, I'll reveal exactly what makes these quarters so special, and how you can tell if you're sitting on a gold mine. Let's go back to 1981, Ronald Reagan was president, MTV was about to launch, and the US Mint was quietly producing millions of quarters, but something went very, very wrong. Some of these quarters were struck with a rare silver planchet instead of the standard copper nickel. A mistake that created one of the most sought-after error coins in history. Now, here's where it gets exciting. A certified 1981 p Washington quarter with this rare silver composition recently sold for an astonishing $685,000 at auction. So, how do you know if you have one of these quarters hiding in your pocket or old coin jar? The weight test: a regular 1981 p quarter weighs 5.67 grams, but the silver version? 6.25 grams. That tiny difference could mean the difference between pocket change and a luxury vacation. The sound test: drop a normal quarter and listen, it makes a dull clink. But drop a silver quarter? It rings with a high-pitched ping like fine silverware. The edge test: most quarters have a copper-colored edge. But the silver version? No copper, just a smooth silver finish. But here's the thing, even if your coin passes these tests, there's one final factor that determines its real worth, and you won't believe how much this can increase the value. Okay, you've got a 1981 p quarter that feels right, sounds right, and looks right. But condition is everything. A scratched-up version might get you a few $100s, but a mint, uncirculated version? That's where you hit six-figure territory. But here's the catch: the value of these rare coins is skyrocketing. More collectors are hunting them down, and once they're all in private collections, prices will explode. You don't want to be the person who finds out too late. Check your quarters today, especially if they're from 1981. Weigh them, test the sound, and inspect the edge. If you think you have one, get it professionally graded immediately. Well, let's just say your life could change overnight. What if I told you that a simple quarter, yes, a 25-cent coin, could be worth more than a luxury home? Right now, there's a 1983 no-mint mark George Washington silver quarter that just sold $4,685,000, and there might be another one hiding in your collection. Imagine discovering that you've been walking around with a fortune in your pocket, completely unaware. What would you do with that kind of money? Travel or retire early and live stress-free? Before you dismiss this as just another lucky find, let me show you why this quarter is so valuable, and how you can check if you have one. And no, I'm not about to tell you to check under your couch cushions, but hey, wouldn't that be hilarious if it actually worked? Now, let's dive into why this quarter is commanding life-changing prices in the collector's market, and more importantly, how you can cash in. First, let's talk about what makes the 1983 no-mint mark George Washington silver quarter so special. Unlike regular quarters, this one is a rare anomaly. You see, in 1983, the US Mint wasn't producing mint sets due to budget cuts, meaning that collectors couldn't easily preserve pristine examples of that year's quarters. Most were heavily circulated. But here's where it gets exciting: some of these quarters were accidentally struck with a silver composition instead of copper nickel, making them extremely rare. And then, there's the missing mint mark. Most quarters from this era have a P, Philadelphia, D, Denver, or S, San Francisco, mint mark. But this one? Nothing. Blank. Just a smooth, unmarked surface. It's like a secret agent of the coin world, hiding in plain sight. Now, here's where the urgency kicks in: this quarter isn't just a collectible, it's a holy grail for numismatists. Only a handful have been verified, and the demand is skyrocketing. In fact, at a recent auction, one of these quarters fetched a jaw-dropping $685,000. Check the year. First, grab any Washington quarters you have and look for the date 1983. If it's from another year, don't worry, you might have a different rare coin. Look for the mint mark. Now, carefully inspect below George Washington's ponytail. If there's no mint mark there, you might be onto something big. The weight test. A standard 1983 quarter weighs about 5.67 grams. But the silver version? It's slightly heavier, around 6.25 grams. So, grab a precise scale and check. Get it professionally verified. If your coin passes these tests, don't rush to sell it on eBay just yet. Have it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC to authenticate and maximize its value. You could be sitting on a six-figure payday. Oh, and before you rush off to check your coin jar, there's another quarter that's worth even more than this one, but that's a story for another day. So hit that subscribe button and stay tuned. Like this video if you found it helpful, drop a comment if you think you have a rare quarter, and share it with someone who might be sitting on a hidden treasure. What if I told you that one of these quarters, yes, a 1988 D mint mark George Washington quarter, just sold for an eye-watering $685,000? And others? Worth even more. Before you spend that old change, watch this video till the end, because today, I'm revealing exactly why this quarter is worth a fortune, how to identify one, and how you can turn forgotten pocket change into life-changing wealth. Let's dive in before someone else finds that six-figure quarter before you. Alright, let's rewind the clock to 1988. A time when America was booming, the stock market was on fire, and the US Mint was producing millions of Washington quarters. But, they made a mistake. Created one of the rarest quarters in existence. It's just a quarter. What's the big deal? But hold on to your seat, because this isn't just any quarter. The 1988 D George Washington quarter is unique because of a rare minting error and a silver composition that wasn't supposed to exist. You see, by 1988, quarters were supposed to be made of copper-nickel. But, a small batch of quarters was accidentally struck on silver planchets, left over from an earlier minting process. The US Mint didn't catch the error, but collectors did. Now here's the million-dollar question, literally, how do you know if you have this quarter? Because if you don't check, someone else might find it and cash in instead. Check the mint mark, flip the quarter over. Look just below George Washington's ponytail, you'll see a tiny D mint mark. This means it was minted in Denver. A normal 1988 quarter weighs 5.67 grams. But the rare silver error quarter? 6.25 grams. That's your first big clue. Drop it gently on a hard surface. A silver quarter has a high-pitched ring, while a regular quarter sounds dull. Trust me, your ears will notice the difference. Or, you could just stare at it intensely and hope it turns into silver. Spoiler alert, that doesn't work. But before you rush to check, there's one last test that could make or break your fortune. If you've got the rare 1988 D silver quarter, don't just sell it to the first buyer you find. Because if you do, you could be losing out on hundreds of thousands of dollars. Get it authenticated before you sell, send it to a top-tier grading company like PCGS or NGC. If your coin is officially certified as the rare silver error quarter, its value skyrockets. The right way, the biggest money isn't made in local shops, it's made in high-end auctions like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. That's where serious collectors bid hundreds of thousands for rare finds. Act now, prices for rare coins fluctuate. A few years ago, this quarter was worth $10,000, now, $685,000. The next record-breaking sale could be yours, but only if you act fast. Or, you could accidentally spend it on a soda. And before we wrap up, there's one more rare quarter that could be hiding in your collection, and it's even more valuable than this one. Want to know which? Subscribe and watch the next video to find out. Drop a comment if you're checking your quarters right now. And don't forget to subscribe because I'm revealing more hidden treasures you might already own. Wealth isn't just built, it's discovered. And sometimes, it's hiding in the palm of your hand. What are you waiting for? Go check your quarters now. What if I told you that a simple quarter, a 25-cent coin, could be worth nearly $700,000? Yes, you heard that right. Somewhere, tucked away in an old drawer, a forgotten jar, or even in your pocket, could be a single 1990 George Washington silver quarter, one of the rarest and most valuable quarters in existence. And right now, one of these coins has a staggering market value of $685,000. But here's the catch: most people don't even realize they have one. So before you spend that spare change on a coffee, stop. Because you could be sitting on a fortune. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to identify this rare quarter, why it's worth a small fortune, and how you can cash in before it's too late. But be warned, by the end of this video, you might just feel the urge to start digging through your old coins immediately. Now, let's take a step back. How did a quarter, worth just 25 cents, turn into a collector's goldmine? The secret of the 1990 George Washington silver quarter. First, let's break down why this coin is so special. The 1990 Washington quarter was produced at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the D mint mark just below the date. However, what makes this quarter insanely valuable is that a tiny fraction of them were accidentally struck in pure silver instead of the standard copper-nickel blend. That's right, an error at the mint created a once-in-a-lifetime rarity. These accidental silver quarters made it into circulation before anyone realized the eyes, and here's the kicker: because it looks almost identical to a regular quarter, most people never notice. It just sits in a drawer, a piggy bank, or worse, gets spent on a vending machine snack. Now, before you go scrambling through your coin collection, here's what to look for. A normal quarter weighs 5.67 grams, but a silver one weighs around 6.25 grams. You'll need a small scale to check this. Tap it against another quarter. A silver quarter makes a higher pitched ring compared to a regular one. Look at the edge. If you see a solid silver rim with no copper streak, you might have struck gold. Well, silver, light bulb. If your quarter meets these tests, congratulations. You might be holding a six-figure coin in your hands, rocket, but here's where things get crazy. The value of these rare quarters has been climbing rapidly, chart increasing. One was recently sold for $685,000, and experts predict that prices will only go up as collectors scramble to get their hands on one. Fearful face. Imagine realizing you had one of these in your collection but sold it for a few bucks. The regret would be unbearable. Stick around, because in just a moment, I'll tell you exactly how to sell yours for maximum profit and avoid being scammed. Studio microphone. Alright, now that you know what to look for, let's talk about the most important part: how to sell it for top dollar. Get it professionally authenticated. Before you do anything, you need to get your coin graded by experts like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC. This official certification is the only way collectors will pay the big bucks. Find the right buyer. Now, don't just walk into a pawn shop or list it on eBay for $50, bad idea. The real money is with serious collectors and auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, and Great Collections. Create bidding wars. The best way to get top dollar? Let the buyers fight over it. Auctions drive prices up, and if you've got a pristine coin, you could easily see bids soar past $500,000. And remember, this isn't just about money, it's about securing generational wealth. Go check your coin collection, your old piggy bank, even that dusty jar of change sitting in your car. You could be holding a life-changing quarter without even knowing it. And if you found one or have any old rare coins, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. Want to learn about more rare coins that could make you a millionaire? Hit that like and subscribe button so you never miss out. We're uncovering the mystery behind the ultra-rare 1998 P Mint Mark George Washington silver quarter. This coin, originally worth 25 cents, has sold for an astonishing $685,000 in today's market, and some experts say its value could keep climbing. Imagine buying a soda for 25 cents and realizing later that you just gave away a small mansion. Yeah, that's the kind of nightmare we're talking about. But here's the catch: not all 1998 quarters are valuable. Only a few have a secret detail that makes them worth life-changing money. And in just a moment, I'll reveal exactly how to check if you have one. Let's rewind to 1998. The U.S. Mint in Philadelphia was striking millions of quarters. But something unusual happened. A small batch of these coins contained a rare minting error, a mistake so subtle that even experienced collectors overlooked it for years. This rare variety is known as the silver planchet error, a mistake where a silver blank, intended for another coin, was accidentally used to create a Washington quarter. Instead of being made from copper nickel, like regular quarters, this rare coin is pure silver, and that is what makes it so valuable. And here's where it gets interesting. Most people don't know how to check for this. Which means, right now, there could be thousands of these rare quarters still sitting in old jars, wallets, or forgotten coin collections. When was the last time you actually looked at your loose change? If your answer is, never. Well, my friend, it might be time for a second glance. This letter, just below, "In God We Trust," means it was made in Philadelphia. No, P. Move on. A regular quarter has a copper-colored line running along its edge. But the rare silver version? It's solid silver, no copper at all. Tap it against a hard surface. If it has a high-pitched ring, you might be holding silver. A normal quarter weighs 5.67 grams, but the silver one? 6.25 grams. If yours is heavier, you just hit the jackpot. If you find one of these rare quarters, you could be staring at a life-changing payday. But before you rush to sell, there's something you must know, because one mistake could cost you thousands. Okay, so let's say you've checked your change, and boom, you've got one of these rare 1998 silver quarters. What do you do next? First things first, do not sell it to just anyone. Pawn shops, random collectors, or quick cash offers might lowball you. You need to go through the right channels to get the true value of your coin. Like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers, where collectors fight for these rare finds, only deal with PCGS or NGC certified experts who can authenticate your coin. eBay or Facebook groups, but only if you know how to spot scams and demand proper appraisals. And here's the thing, the market for rare coins is hot right now. Prices are rising, but trends change. If you sit on this opportunity, you might regret it later. Go check your coin collection, your old piggy banks, even that jar of change in your car. Because you might be sitting on a $685,000 fortune, and not even know it. Subscribe now, hit the like button, and turn on notifications, because in the next video, I'll reveal another rare coin worth up to $1.20 million. Don't miss it. What if I told you that a single quarter, a simple 25-cent coin, could be the key to a life-changing fortune? That right now, hiding in your coin jar, your junk drawer, or tucked away in an old collection, could be a rare 1992 D Mint Mark George Washington silver quarter worth up to $685,000. And if you're not checking your quarters, you could be making the biggest financial mistake of your life. But here's the kicker, this quarter isn't just valuable, it's rare. Only a few exist, and the ones that do? They're selling for life-changing amounts at auctions. So, how do you know if you have one? And if you do, how do you cash in? Before you go flipping over every couch cushion and interrogating your piggy bank like an FBI agent, let's break this down step by step. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to identify, evaluate, and sell this coin for the absolute highest price possible. But here's where it gets really interesting. There's a specific error on this coin that makes it even more valuable. And if your quarter has it, you might not just be rich, you might be set for life. More on that in just a second, the hidden fortune in your pocket. So, let's talk about what makes this quarter so valuable and why coin collectors and investors are willing to drop hundreds of thousands of dollars to get their hands on one. First, The biggest reason this quarter is so insanely valuable is because of a rare printing error called the close AM mistake. On most quarters from 1992, the letters A and M in America are slightly separated. But in some rare cases, due to a minting error, the letters are so close, they almost touch. That's the jackpot sign. Think of it like this: this quarter is the unicorn of pocket change. It's like finding out your childhood Pokemon card is actually a first edition Charizard. Except instead of just bragging rights, this mistake could be your ticket to a six-figure payday. The mint mark matters. Now, here's where most people get it wrong. This quarter has to have the 1992 date and the D mint mark, which means it was struck in the Denver Mint. If your quarter is from a different year or a different mint, sorry to break it to you, but it's not the one we're looking for. The condition can make you even richer. One more thing that determines whether you're cashing in big time or just making a few $100 is the coin's condition. If it's in mint state condition, meaning it looks like it was never used, it could be worth well over $500,000. But even if it has a little wear, you're still looking at thousands of dollars in value. But before you rush to sell, there's something you need to know. A mistake that could cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars if you're not careful. I'll reveal that in just a moment, but first, let's talk about the biggest auction wins for this quarter. Now, here's where it gets crazy. In recent auctions, these rare 1992 D quarters have sold for $4.50,000, $100,000, and even $685,000 for a single coin. That's enough to buy a luxury car, put a down payment on a dream home, or retire early. A lot of people rush to sell their rare coins without getting them graded first. And that's a huge mistake. A professional grading service like PCGS or NGC will authenticate your coin and assign it an official grade, which could increase its value by tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Think about it: would you sell a diamond ring without getting it appraised? Of course not. So, before you sell your coin to just anyone, make sure you know exactly what it's worth. Check your coins for the 1992 D mint mark and the close AM error. If you find one, do not clean it. Cleaning can lower its value. Get it professionally graded by PCGS or NGC. Once graded, take it to a reputable coin dealer or auction house to sell for top dollar. Inspire action. This isn't just about a quarter. This is about opportunity. Imagine stumbling upon a single coin and turning it into a luxury lifestyle, early retirement, or financial freedom. The question is, will you take action? If you found this video valuable, smash that like button so more people can discover their hidden treasures. And if you want to learn about more rare coins worth millions, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a chance to cash in big. Imagine waking up one morning, rummaging through your old coin jar, and suddenly realizing you're holding a single coin worth nearly $685,000. Maybe even more. Sounds unbelievable, right? But here's the shocking truth: a rare 2017 D George Washington silver quarter has been sold for nearly 7 figures. And here's the kicker: you might have one hiding in your collection right now. But if you don't act fast, you could lose your shot at life-changing wealth. Stay with me until the end of this video, and I'll reveal exactly how to identify this rare quarter, how much it's actually worth today, and what to do if you own one. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. Now, let's rewind a bit. How does a simple quarter become worth more than most houses? Well, let me tell you a story. Picture this: in 2017, the Denver Mint produced thousands of Washington quarters as part of the America the Beautiful series. But something extraordinary happened. A few of them were struck with a rare minting error that made them incredibly valuable. Now, before you start flipping over your couch cushions like a treasure hunter, let me tell you, not every 2017 D quarter is worth a fortune. If that were the case, we'd all be buying Ferraris with our laundry money. But some of these coins have a unique combination of silver composition, mint errors, and rarity that send their value skyrocketing into the six-figure range. So, what exactly makes this coin so valuable? Here's what you need to look for. The coin must have a small D mint mark, meaning it was minted in Denver. Most quarters minted in 2017 were clad, meaning they had a copper core, but a few were mistakenly struck on silver planchets meant for earlier collector's editions. Some of these rare quarters have double die obverse, where Washington's face appears slightly double due to a die misalignment. These errors are what push the value into the stratosphere. And here's where things get crazy. One of these ultra-rare quarters recently sold for $685,000 at auction. Just one. Imagine if you found more than one. But wait, it gets even better. As collectors and investors scramble to get their hands on these rare coins, their value is soaring. But once they're all found and sold, the opportunity disappears forever. And listen, it's not just about this one quarter. Many old coins are worth millions if you know where to look. That's why smart collectors are cashing in while the market is hot. So here's what you need to do right now: check your old coins. Look for the 2017 D mint mark, test for silver, and inspect for doubling errors. If you find one, get it appraised immediately. I've linked expert coin appraisal resources in the description below. Don't wait, because every second that passes could be another collector beating you to the jackpot. Before you go, let me ask you one thing: what if your next grocery store quarter was actually a $1 million goldmine? You'll never know unless you start checking. So, will you take action, or will you let this opportunity slip away? Smash that like button if you found this valuable, subscribe for more rare coin updates, and most importantly, check those quarters. And stay tuned, because in my next video, I'll reveal another shocking coin worth over $1 million that might be sitting in your pocket right now. You won't believe it.